Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Lady Snow, owner of Lady Snow Meditation. Today's topic is going to cover protective orders. Now, I do want to mention that my channel is for self-improvement in domestic violence and prevention, and I haven't done very many domestic violence topics lately. I just do topics as they come to my mind. So if I know a lot about I'm I'm very educated on domestic violence and um topics covering it. I can probably cover any topic that you may think of. So let me know if you want me to cover a specific topic in it that I have not covered yet. So on to the topic. Why get a protective order, and who can you get it on? So a protective order is a protective or restraining order is a piece of paper that says that a person has to stay 500, 1,000 feet away from you, um, and they can't go to your work or can't go to your house or anywhere you would be by, and if they see you, they have to go the other way. And if they don't follow that, they can get arrested. And you can get in on anyone who has you have a domestic violence a domestic relationship with. You can get it on anyone who have stalked you or who has raped you. um to explain what a domestic relationship is. A domestic relationship is somebody that you're married to, or that is a family member, or somebody that you're living some or somebody that you're living with, or somebody that's related to you by blood or um adoption. Sometimes even step family can be step family can I don't know why I said sometimes. Step family can be a domestic relationship. Anybody who's connected to your family through marriage or adoption or anything like that is a domestic partnership, which of course, domestic violence is violence from the domestic partner. I don't know why I felt like I need to explain that. So yeah, you can get it on anybody who poses you a threat. Like, even if you're having trouble with like a client or anything, you can get if the need is you feel in danger, you can apply for one. It's not guaranteed to be accepted, but you can apply. Remember, a restraining order is just a piece of paper. So this means that it really depends on your abuser. You have to know your abuser pretty good to know if they will listen to a piece of paper. If they're afraid of cops, or if they don't want something on the record. Um, but some people are not afraid of cops, are not afraid of the law. So sometimes you even applying will increase the chances of domestic violence. And so it really depends on your um the person you're applying against, your abuser, whether that's a good idea or not. That's something you have to decide for yourself. Um Another thing to consider is sometimes they don't accept them, so remember that. And that doesn't mean that your situation isn't like dire and you're not in danger or anything. That just means some judges just all very not good at their job, to say the least. Sometimes they just ignore it and they just don't feel like it's necessary, so they don't do it. So I suggest not putting too much information regarding it. And um like I had a situation where my restraining order was accepted, but like I went back and got a new job. And that's the thing. If things change, you need to go back and change um update your restraining order, like if you move, new place of work. But so I got the restraining order accepted and I went for amendment and I said exactly where I got the job and everything, and they were she denied, the judge denied it based on the simple fact is he likes to eat those sometimes. So sometimes, yeah, the judge can be ridiculous, like overly ridiculous, like seriously. But just so you know that there was no, that was my situation, but there was no restrictions on where you can like say they can't go. It just has to be retaining to you. So you can ask for them not to go to your work. You can ask for them not to go to your house, or sometimes um it it really depends on what's happening and um stuff. You can apply for a protective order at the courthouse or on the website www.courts.alaska.gov. Um, if your abuser is more aggressive and more dangerous, I would suggest doing it online. So I would, yeah, and I will put a link to that website below for you guys have it. But this, I'm in Alaska, so that is the Alaska thing. But if you're out of Alaska, attempt to do the same website but put your state's name in, and maybe it will pop up. But yeah, you can do it online. Yeah, and just so you know the different types of restraining orders are, again, I said this, but the um domestic violence, stalking, and sexual assaults. Now I do want to mention how the stalking is a little bit harder to get, and it's a little bit harder to prove too. So make sure, if you do that, make sure you got witnesses for that, or something more concrete than, oh, they're following me around. um and the for you guys know, the those three types of restraining orders, not three different like times of I don't know what to call it, but you can get a restraining order that lasts 72 hours, and that restraining order can be issued by the police on the scene. Like if there was a domestic violence situation and you were leaving, the cop can issue the restraining order. Now, there's a second one, which is typically when you go to a courthouse and submit, or go online and submit it. And for the um for my town, Anchorage, um, there is a Pacific courthouse. It's called Boney Courthouse, I believe. It's in downtown. Um, for specifically domestic violence situations. But typically, if there's not more than one courthouse, it's the courthouse. But in Anchorage, they will actually see you that day. They will see you face to face. But in other areas, um, they will have you submit it, and then they will have you wait for like an hour or so and accept it or decline it or whatever. For but they'll, like I said, there are three different ones. So the second one is a 30-day one. So that's what I'm talking about, when you submit it and they accept it or decline it. Um they might um and then normally they give you a court date for the final one, where they definitely see you face to face, and they see there was an option of both parties being there. So be aware that the other party might be there, and be aware that they might say a bunch of lies, and then be aware that they can also apply for restraining order as well on you. So it can go both ways. So just so you know, that can go on, and if you break your restraining order, you can be arrested as well. So, um, that's something to keep in mind. And I have forgot to mention. And then the third one is a yield restraining order. That's the one that if you get it accepted, it will last up to a year. And then I'm sorry, I almost spaced that out. Um, and then even if you get denied, you can always reapply and put more information, or put extra information, or if something else happens, you can always reapply. And even after the year is done, if the um, abuser is still trying to um, put you in danger, you can always reapply again. Um, the the thing is, you need to put as much detail as possible, including dates and times. So if you have um a police report, that's important to hold on to, because you can remember the times and dates and what happened, and put as much detail as possible. Now, in um for your knowledge, the domestic violence um shelters will, depending on where you are, the domestic violence shelters will help you um with your paperwork. Now, the Awake is the domestic violence shelter in Anchorage, and they actually have people at the courthouse, and that will help you. Unfortunately, they won't help you with how to word it. They will just help you understand the process. When I was in Sedona, they will actually help you word it, and I don't know if the person have changed, but when I was there, they will help you word it and all that. It just depends on where you are. And Awake just is like, it's a legal issue. They think it's a legal issue, and So that's why they don't do it. But in Alaska, there was typically somebody the domestic at the courthouse from the domestic violence shelter who can help you with your needs with the restraining order. Like, I'm not for sure, but I would like to think that there are people that are out of Alaska who are at the courthouse as well. So if you need domestic violence help, restraining order help, just ask if there's like anyone that helps with that. If you're out of Alaska, I don't know resources for everywhere, but I know those resources are available. Just ask, say you need domestic violence help, restraining order, um, how to understand it, and they will help you. And then the thing is put, like I said, put as much detail as possible because they need to know that you are truly in danger. They need to know, because if they feel like you're not in danger enough, they won't accept it. So put as much detail as you can, and like ask a friend for help if you have trouble with dates or or memories or something like that. Um, but this is important to know as well. When you move states, like if you move, um, like if I was in Alaska and I moved to like California and I had a restraining order, I would have to go to the courthouse and put it on file there. Something to know: before you move, you should look up the laws in the state because some states are like messed up, and what they will do is actually notify your abuser of the exact place you moved to in order to tell them to stay away from you. Like, so be aware that those are the laws in some states. So be very aware of that. Yeah, but you need to make sure you submit it. And then, if I didn't cover everything in this video, I did cover a lot on restraining orders. But if you need some more information on it, I know this is a very heavy topic. And there's a lot to it. So if you need to know more about it, just um leave a comment below, or if you need it more private, you can always send it through the fan mail or send it through my my fan messages, and I will help you through it. You can also send it through my regular Facebook thing, and I will help you through it. If you need any more help. But be sure to like, subscribe, and share um my video and click the bell notification to stay updated. Also like me on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram as well. I also have a fan page on Facebook and Instagram that I will put it in a link to in the space below. I also have a fan mail fil- fan mailbox now, so if you would like to, you can send me fan mail if you want to. I would love to hear from you all of you too, so leave a comment below. I would love to know how I'm doing. You're welcome to ask any questions or suggest a topic as well. I'll see you next Wednesday at 8 a.m. And I do want to mention that I will have a website up in like September, probably the end of September. I will officially have a official website for my business, Ladies No Meditation, and I will possibly have items to sell. I don't want to say it till it's official, but I will have items that will be for sale. Um, love you all and have a wonderful day.